But the adventure takes you to a place of eventually realizing the truth, that there is nothing you are not. And then when you're trying to not be something, it's because you're afraid of it. But if we look deeper, we would find that in fact, given another time, in another way, in another circumstance, I could be each and every one of you sitting here. You could be me standing here. If you learn to see through the eyes of soul, you find that you are equal to everything, the best and the worst. Learning to see through the eyes of your soul means looking deeper for the voice of peace that knows the truth. Learning to see through the eyes of soul means being willing to be courageous enough to challenge your own body's fear, and not to be angry with it for being afraid, but being compassionate because your body's designed to be that way. My ultimate challenge, my ultimate test in my own personal life was to face not only my own personal health problems, but the health problems of my child. Now, any of you are parents, you will know, and anyone here who loves children will know. Our deepest fear has to be the loss of a child. I mean, I can't think of anything else that's as frightening as to watch a child suffer. And our world is a world where children are suffering every single day. And pediatric wards taught me something. Do you know how few parents were there for their children? It was actually really, really quite alarming. You have a ward full of sick children crying and no moms and dads anywhere in sight. But can you blame them? What happens is that your body gets so deeply afraid that it says the only thing to do is to separate from the source of the pain. So there's an attempt to push away the thing that you are afraid of. So these moms and dads faced something so big that they felt too small to be equal to it. So they just didn't show up. I believe that I could have been one of those people too. So it was very quick for me to try and judge this, to realize, oh my gosh, if I hadn't the tools that I had, I also wouldn't have showed up. I could be them. But I had something to do, a tool that I could use. And the tool was simply go deeper than the body and find the soul. And even though my body was saying, I don't know what we're doing, and are we supposed to visualize, or are we supposed to see little white light connections? Or, I mean, your body's going to want this whole reason, right? Your body wants this whole analysis paralysis. It wants like step 1 + 1 is 2. Okay, left brain, left brain. You just go, nice body. Because it's an experiential thing. It's not a mind thing. It's a feeling thing. It's not something you can understand in your mind. And so hospital wards, pediatric wards, taught me to push my body deeper. Because when I saw my little baby crying while they were putting all sorts of things in her, and I mean, the mother in me wanted to break 1,000 times a day. And I thought, in order just to survive this experience, I must find something deeper. And so it would be a simple feeling for the peace inside of me, calling on the peace. And then, instead of just looking at her, to feel deeper than her for her peace. Because the moment I did that, the peace would run back through, and I would calm and she would calm. Because we were seeing through the eyes of soul. I have seen miracles happen as a result of just doing that one thing. Not picturing it, feeling it. Allowing your body to experience it. To experience another person's feelings. Like imagine right now that each and every one of you sitting here is like a song or a music or a piece of music playing in your body. Just like right now, how many DSTV channels are running through the air right now? How many cell phone calls are attempting to make their way into this hall right now? There is the sea of information around you all of the time. Why can't your bodies hear those things? Because we're not tuned in. And each and every one of us sitting here is like a melody in our own right. And you can train yourself to feel and to hear those melodies. But instead of locking in to the body melody, which is usually pain and fear, what about going deeper? What about asking your body to connect deeper to find the peace that is sitting in each and every one of these bodies? Then you find a whole new planet to play on. It's a whole different experience of reality. And yes, it needs maintenance. It needs reminding. But taking yourself to a place of learning to see through the eyes of the soul won't give you a fake experience of oneness. It will give you first the experience of connectedness. Oh my gosh, I can feel what you are feeling. Oh my gosh, when you are sad, I can feel it. And in fact, if I hold that feeling in my body, I can really know you. And not know you from an external perspective, like see you over there and go, oh, you must be like that. But know you. I can feel what it's like to be you. Can you imagine that? And when you know what it's like to be another human being, why would you judge them? Because you know what you would end up seeing, part of yourself. You'd go, well, you know, I could be there too. I could be there too. And the moment you're in that space, you are equal to the person, and instead of trying to be like this with them, or instead of trying to be like this with them, you would be like this with them. You would be equal. And you would be able to bow with respect as an equal. If you cannot bow to someone, you are not equal to them. Who can you bow to in your life? Can you bow to your mother? Come on. Can you bow to your father? Can you bow to the way things are? Can you bow to reality? Can you bow to death? Taking our bodies there is the greatest of challenges and the greatest of earth adventures. I don't know about you, but I think it makes life worthwhile. And when I was about 13 and considering following the exit sign of my life, which meant I was feeling quite suicidal at the time, I got in contact with my soul, and I was asked one question, and it's a question I'm going to ask you now. What would make the pain of living worthwhile? What one quest could you name that would make it worthwhile? For me, it was wisdom. I wanted to find wisdom. What one thing could you name for yourself that would make it worthwhile? Because that is the calling of your soul. And that adventure will take you to a place of oneness with self and then oneness with others. And what an adventure that would be. As I stand here today and remember my 9-year-old self, I'm very grateful for the opportunity to connect with each and every one of you, and for you to connect with me. Because I believe, as you do, otherwise you wouldn't be here, that oneness is a calling. Our science has told us that oneness is a reality. Our spirituality, our personal experience of soul has told us that oneness is a reality. And now it's our opportunity to bring that reality to the globe. My heartfelt thanks for spending time with you today, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.